So, my dear brothers and sisters, today we celebrate the dedication of the Cathedral of the Good Shepherd. The Cathedral, of course, we know is the seat of the Archbishop. It is also the mother church for the Archdiocese of Singapore. This is also the oldest church. From the Cathedral, then came all the other churches. Cathedral, therefore, is a mother that gives birth to other churches. But it is not enough just to know that the Cathedral is the mother church. What is more important for us to reflect this afternoon is whether the Cathedral lives up to her calling to be a mother. A mother is one who is life-giving. A mother is one who is fruitful. And this is what the first reading from Prophet Ezekiel tells us. When the water runs through the temple, it gives life, it gives fruits. And so it is important for us, whether we're in a cathedral or whether in a parishes, it's important to ask ourselves, are we life-giving? Do we produce the fruits of love, the fruits of justice, of peace? This is what today in the gospel Jesus said. Don't turn the house of God into a robber's den. It is important that when we celebrate these feasts of the dedication of the cathedral, it is important for us to remind ourselves that the whole purpose of worshiping God, of worshiping Christ, is that we become life givers to others. And so in many ways, this afternoon as we celebrate in thanksgiving for this cathedral, we thank God for blessing this cathedral with the priest and the many volunteers who have actually helped this cathedral to be truly the mother church in the Archdiocese of Singapore. To be a mother, we have to be inward-looking and also outward-looking. The mission of the church is always art intra and art extra. It is towards the people of God. A mother, first and foremost, takes care of her children. And this is true for the cathedral. And that is what Monsignor Heng and the priest tries to do, to look after the needs of the people of God. And that is the reason why we have the celebrations of the Eucharist here. Many archdiocesan celebrations are also held in this cathedral. Besides that, Monsignor Heng also ensures that this cathedral remains a house of prayer, a house of worship. You have a 24 hours adoration room. I don't know how many of you make use of it, and it is placed there precisely so that at any time of the day, 24 hours, the place is available to you for worship, to come to receive the grace from God. And besides that, here in this cathedral, you notice Monsignor Heng will organize a lot of devotions, Sacred Heart, Divine Mercy, you name it, he has it. Our Lady of Fatima and so on. And this is also important precisely because to help people to encounter, to experience the mercy of God. This cathedral is always fully alive. It's very difficult to get a place, to book a place in this cathedral because it is made use of it almost every day. And so we praise and we thank God that the church first and foremost look after the growth of our own Catholics. And that is why we even get the priest to hear confession, longer hours for confession, so that you can encounter God's mercy. On top of that, Monsignor Heng, he's very creative. He will have this movie nights and all those things. All this is part of formation, Advent, Lent, meditations. He has it all. And this is where it's important again, because the church is not just a place for worship, the church is a place for formation. But that is still inward looking. looking after the members of the church. But the church cannot just be focused on herself. And that's a good reason to the mother reaches out. And this is because of the outreach that you people are doing and helping Monsignor Heng to bring the good news to all those who are searching for the shepherd. This is really a wonderful thing, because which means to say the cathedral is not just attending to the needs of the people. This is what I'm afraid. In some parishes, it's too parochial-minded. It is all about the parish. If the parish is not growing in number, if the parish just has activities just to cater to the parishioners, we are not doing our job. Because the church must be missionary-minded. And because of that too, Monsignor Heng also have this program called Landings. Those who have left the church, those who are disillusioned with the church. And this program helps people to return to the church. And last but not least, is the social program in this church. You know, Monsignor Heng is a great fundraiser. I don't have that skill. And the social program that he has, what we call organized, and the money that is collected really goes to the poor. Because the way we evangelize is really to show Jesus as a good shepherd, not just praying and worshiping, but in action. Reaching out to the poor is so critical to the mission of the church. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, don't you think the cathedral has really been a mother? Of course, we still have a lot of rooms to grow, to improve. But without the volunteers, without the priests, this cathedral cannot exercise her role as mother. Mother and shepherd. And so we are very fortunate. Not only we are the mother church, but we are called the Cathedral of the Good Shepherd, because a mother must truly be a shepherd as well, in imitation of the heart of Jesus. So we praise and we thank God for the gift of this cathedral, for the gift of the volunteers, the staff, and for all the priests who are working here to nurture your spiritual growth, and most of all, to bring more people to encounter Jesus. Amen.